It is a rivalry that has stood the test of time and ranks among the very best in sports. In college basketball, there is simply no better. The University of North Carolina and Duke University, separated by just 8 miles and years of all-out war.
Well, Michigan, Ohio State football, and I respect it, but there's no greater rivalry in college sports than Duke and North Carolina.
I think the Duke-Carolina rivalry is one of the biggest rivalries in sports.
It's breathtaking. It's crazy. It gives you chills.
It's louder, it's hotter, and it's intense.
Stackhouse. Oh, America, are you serious? Let it go.
Until you step on the court, though, you don't appreciate the intensity at which the game is played.
You know, every year it's going to be a fight.
There's been some great battles, and there's going to be a lot more. Words can't even describe it. You know, it's like blood has been shed.
Oh, watch out. He took a shot to the face. The blood is coming out. Oh, we got a fight over here. Look at the emotion. Look at the emotion. Oh, my.
You're around it year round. It's not like they ever stop talking about it. They just start talking about it more as it gets closer.
Flip on ESPN, and that's all you see on TV is Duke, Carolina.
You hear it from everybody, everywhere you go.
And I have to shut my phone off. You know, there's too many texts coming in. You know, you excited, you ready to play, this and that.
Matchup they wanted. The matchup they always want. A battle of the blues. North Carolina and Duke.
Different little things sets that rivalry apart from any other rivalry.
Big names I played in this.
The Jordans, the Worthies, the Leitners, the Hurleys.
You know, there's always going to be McDonald's All-Americans on the court. You know, and there's 2 great coaches, you know, ready to battle.
North Carolina is the national champion.
The Duke Blue Devils, the best team in the United States.
I think a lot of it has to do with the proximity.
2 schools that's right next to each other.
You know, 8 miles down the road. You know, their fans, their players, our guys see them, whether it be at the barbershop, the restaurants, the movie theaters, and you know, it's an intense rivalry, and mainly because of the fans.
It has to be the ultimate high in this rivalry. Just having a ticket to come to the Mecca of college basketball.
When you see the passion of the fan bases, what it means to them.
You got families torn apart by it. You got people who have been following us their entire lives, come to every game, and it's just it's a lifestyle.
Just listen to the passion, the intensity, the place is rocking. I mean, it's going real. We're going to hear over 2 hours.
I mean, you try to treat it just like every other game in terms of preparation and your attitude. But, I mean, it's hard. I've seen Duke be #1 and Carolina not be ranked, and Carolina wins. And I've seen Carolina be #1, Duke not be ranked, and Duke wins. And, you know, you never know what you're going to do.
You have great coaches, terrific players, tremendous traditions and great pride, and you throw that all into the bowl, and it makes for a pretty darn good recipe. One that, you know, I don't think is equal within college basketball.
Mike, let me ask you. I know you've been around sports a lot. Am I overhyping it when I say it's the greatest rivalry in all of sports?
Absolutely not. This is it. I've never seen anything like it. trying to get his players out of the mix. Not a pretty scene here at Chapel Hill. Right back in for another rebound. Watch out. He took a shot to the face. And you know, he is a tough guy. He's hot, but he took a shot there. And the blood is coming out. So he's not going to be shooting these free throws. Oh, this is, look at this. Boy, Williams comes out there to get right between them. And they're going to escort. Up shot there. They're taking Hansbrough right to the locker room. The elbow of Henderson. And you know what?
Patrick, that ball game better be good out there because what a game my buddies missed out here.
Redding is 5 for 5 tonight. 74 for 76 this season.
It's a one-possession game. It's still a one-possession game. You're going to match up defensively.
There's some shooters on the floor.
Well, the dance is one guy you got to try to find.
It's it off. Ties the game.
He's the guy you got to find. He's made clutch shots all year. Just as Chip Yahoo down there like Connecticut in 2 last minute. 1-17. It's too late. Try to go through it. Here comes the 4 seconds to finish. What's it?
Freaking it on Park. Rebound is good, and he gets fouled by Park. Oh, my goodness, what a... That one is no good. They battle for it. Loose ball. Recovered Marvin. He scores. 17 seconds left.
Back will make the long front-court pass. Gets it to Walter Davis. 2-1. Walter takes the shot. Good enough for you. Driving in. Put it away. Strickland.
And even to this day, I mean, that still is ingrained in all Carolina guys. It's just no way you're gonna like anything about Duke, you know. And when we look at it, we always say, you know, Duke is a great college school. You know, none of their guys come out and become great players in the pros because they don't have that in their blood. You know, they're just good college players. Carolina players are good college players and great NBA players.
Got off to such a great start tonight. The battle down low between Kennedy Meeks and Emil Jefferson, and of course Coach K. 39-39 coming into this one all time in the series. Early on, Jabari Parker finishing with the left hand. So good from both sides of the ball. That's why he's NBA ready. He can do everything right here.
Yeah, take another look at it. That's an NBA move, and this is what Jeff Capel and he have been working on since earlier in the season when he was struggling a little bit.
And there's the alley-oop. Rodney Hood got off to such a quick start, 11 points in the first half. JP Tokuto the miss. Desmond Hubert, solid minutes off the bench, giving them energy.
Yes, he came in and matched Marshall Plumlee's energy, which he had to do. Marshall Plumlee came in and gave them very efficient minutes tonight, and so did Hubert for Carolina.
We showed you Jabari Parker on the ISO cam. Here was the work he was doing in the first half. Again, showing you why he will be, if not the very first pick in the NBA draft, one of the top picks in the draft.
He's just got so much to his game, Jeff. There with the lob, you see him on the break with the quick move, finishing with authority in the paint. He's a total package.
So now to the second half. Carolina trailed at the half, 37-30. But in the second half, oh, the nice lay-in there. Again, North Carolina starting to figure out how to break down that defense. That's James Michael McAdoo for two. Quinn Cook. Look at the moves there, getting open for three. Buries it. Duke taking a 9-point lead. But now here come the Tar Heels.
I was really impressed with the Heels. They didn't fold up here. They continued to crash the boards. They worked hard. They believed in each other, and they realized what this game meant, Jeff.
JP Tokuto, a highlight every game, a must-see moment every game, a great follow there. Marcus Page, so quiet in the first half.
Boom, but not there, Jeff. He woke up for us in the second half. He came with it. He realizes he's a clutch player for Carolina. He's got to shoot well for us to have a chance to win.
Duke leading 60-58. This ties it right here inside McAdoo for the lay-in. Tied at 60. A little over 2 minutes to go. Tar Heels leading now 62-60. It's Page again. The mid-range jumper buries it. 64-60 Tar Heels. And then again, it's Page. This was the shot I couldn't believe.
The little fella, he took over, Jeff. He knew what he had to be him to make this game happen for him. Tough plays down the stretch. Finishing for Carolina and slipped a little bit, but look, he still got back to play a little D.
He finished with 13, and there's the exclamation point right there. McDonald the lay-in, and see, there you go, I told you. The lay-in, and see, there you go, I told you.
Jack will make the ball. Front court pass. Gets it to Walter Davis. 2-1. Walter takes the shot. Unbelievable! Gets Ricky again. Look at the Wackos. They love it. One-on-one move. Dish inside. Swinger missed the shot. Tip the shot. Tapped in. Calabria gets free and tips it in. He's going to penetrate and kick it. They got the shot the leg. Oh, Carolina wins. Carolina wins. Carolina wins.
teams here. Gets it right back in for another rebound. Oh, watch out. He took a shot to the face.
That one is no good. They battle for it. Loose ball. Recovered Marvin. He scored. 17 seconds left.
Now the second one. He'll miss it. Off to the side. Carter couldn't do it. Loose. Scramble on the ball. Goes over. Drew Prinzing.
He's trying to step back with 1 second. Let's fly. Got it! Another fight over North Carolina. Oh my gosh! I do not believe this. Over North Carolina. Oh my.
history of our sport, two of the top 5 and ever, and then you place them 8 miles apart. I mean, something crazy is going to happen.
I think the passion, the enthusiasm at both places do match, but I do think that the culture at Duke and on its entire campus is different from the culture here, and vice versa. I think that there is a change, but once you're in the arena, scene of, quote, the battle, which is not a war by any means. They're all the same. They're just fanatical, enthusiastic people that see no wrong for their team and nothing right on the other team.
Over the last, especially 25 years, I don't know what the stats are, but who's won our league championship? How many national championships have been won? How many Final Fours have these two programs been involved in? There's no place anywhere. I mean, you put the two of us together, and we're better than probably any conference as far as what you've achieved, Final Four or national championship, and that's including all the teams from another conference.
There's no question there's much more of a bond amongst the players than there is the fans by far. I mean, the fans, there is the hatred, if you want to go that far, the animosity, the desire to have your team beat the other team by 4,000 points. But there is a bond with the players. It's a little different than it was even 20 years ago. I left here as an assistant, went to Kansas 20 years ago, and at that time I would still know that some of the Duke guys came over and not only played pickup, but would come over and socialize in Chapel Hill. That doesn't happen quite as much now as it did then, but also that when the Duke guys come over to play pickup games now, they come to play against the Carolina guys. It's not nearly the mix that it used to be in the old days. And even last summer we had some of their guys that came over as a group and played pickup games with our guys, but it is, they stay together as their team and our guys stay together as our team.
There's nothing like it. There's no rivalry like this one. And that's just the way it's going to be, and that's the way it'll be, unless it's just the way it's going to be, and that's the way it'll be.
Only 8 miles apart, 2 shades of blue. It's the greatest rivalry, and it's the greatest venue. With the best players, they camp out for months just to watch Carolina and Duke.
Duke and North Carolina have played 70 times on the floor of this historic building. It seems like every one of them has been a barn burner. 2 of the greatest programs in the history of college basketball. Duke and Carolina have combined for over 3,800 wins and have won over 2/3 of all ACC championships that have been competed for. Mike Krzyzewski and Dean Smith have won over 1,700 games combined. Great coaches. You can't count all the great players, the great All-Americans, and you certainly can't count the times that your heart has been in your throat when these 2 teams have played together. I'm here to bring you the top 5 games ever between Duke and North Carolina here on the floor of Cameron Indoor Stadium. Starting with number 5, the 2004 matchup between the Tar Heels and the Blue Devils. It featured the number 3 Blue Devils going against the number 14 Tar Heels on senior night. Chris Duhon was in his senior game, had a terrific game on both ends, as did freshman Lou Aldang. Lou Aldang, a very difficult matchup for any team, let alone the Tar Heels, with his ability to go inside and out and to run the floor. But late in the game, with under 10 seconds to go, North Carolina had a chance to tie down 3, but Rashad McCants in a double team turned the ball over, and this is the rivalry. When the ball's on the floor, you are on the floor. J.J. Redick getting possession, calling timeout, and Roy Williams knows that that was his last chance to win in 2004 against Duke. Number 4 in our top 5 countdown, 1981. Senior night in Mike Krzyzewski's first year at Duke and his first game against North Carolina in Cameron Indoor Stadium. The star of the game, as you would expect, Gene Banks. Down 2, late in regulation, Banks takes the pass from Kenny Dennard and drains it. Dennard insists it was the pass, but Banks always insisted it was the shot no matter who threw that pass. That was back when Cameron was 1,000 degrees during a Duke-Carolina game, and nobody was hotter that night than Gene Banks. North Carolina late in the game had a chance to tie, but the shot did not go, and Mike Krzyzewski had his first win against Dean Smith in this great building. Number 3 on our countdown, the 2005 matchup between number 7 Duke and number 2 North Carolina. This was a coming out party for DeMarcus Nelson, dishing the ball off to Sheldon Williams, the All-America inside, and Sheldon Williams returning the favor to Nelson along the baseline. Nelson played perhaps the best game of his career, and J.J. Redick was J.J. Redick. The step-back dribble and knocking down the shot as he so often did. But in this back-and-forth game in which Duke led most of the game, North Carolina had a chance at the end to win the game. the Tar Heels ran a play that they had run earlier in the year to beat Connecticut in Chapel Hill. But J.J. Redick had seen that game and played the play perfectly, denying the pass to Rashad McCants. Raymond Felton went to the other side of the floor, and there was nothing there. Duke comes away with a hard-fought victory in 2005. Number 2 on our countdown, 1986. Number 1 Duke against number 3 North Carolina, again on senior night. Johnny Dawkins, the Duke All-America, with that shot became Duke's all-time leading scorer at the end of the first half. Tommy Amaker with the strip, taking it the other way, and with great dignity, beating the clock for the 2. North Carolina and Duke, the 2 best teams arguably in the country that year, matching up for the ACC regular season championship, and it was Mark Allery having another great game, taking the pass from Tommy Amaker and laying it in. Then late in the game with the steal, getting the ball to David Henderson to put the exclamation point on Coach K's first ACC championship of any kind, one of many. And the number 1 game on our countdown, 1998, number 1 Duke against number 3 North Carolina on senior night for Steve Wojciechowski and Rashawn McLeod. And the emotional leader, Steve Wojciechowski, finding McLeod on the wing. This was a game that was controlled for the most part by North Carolina, having a 15-point lead at one point in this ball game. The ball going inside to National Player of the Year Elton Brand. But late in the game, Duke had fought its way back to down 2 with just about 2 minutes to go. And Chris Carrawell drives the paint and able to knock down the right-handed jump hook in the lane. Then with just about a minute to go, Rashawn McLeod with the ball in the middle of the floor in the left-handed drive, able to put Duke on top. And Steve Wojciechowski, as always, leading the emotional charge. But with 1.2 seconds left to go, Brendan Haywood intentionally missed a free throw to give North Carolina the opportunity to tie it at the end. But it was not to be. Duke with the win, and Steve Wojciechowski with the most memorable hug in Duke history, running to Mike Krzyzewski, who just got his 500th win. And that concludes our countdown to the 5 greatest matchups between Duke and North Carolina on the floor of Cameron Indoor Stadium. The
number 1 Blue Devils face the 9th-ranked Tar Heels. Montross has a cut on the side of the head. I tell you what, this time he got poked in the eye. Duke with a chance to tie or take the lead. Leitner down the lane. He missed. It's over. And Carolina wins it. Missed it. They got a chance. He lets it fly. Slicker. Stackhouse. America, are you serious? That isn't super. Look at him squat. Look at this, America. A reverse one-hand slam. To the last minute. 27 for McCants. Here comes Felton. 4 seconds to go. He's going to win it. Oh, what a game. Unbelievable. Who will take the shot? Will he make the penalty?
Chapel Hill, freshman Austin Rivers with a 3 at the buzzer to